What's going on, guys? It's your boy Taboo. And today I want to talk to you guys about suicide, feeling like you shouldn't exist, and dealing with like depression and all that kind of shit. So I wasn't going to make this podcast or whatever you guys want to call it, just because originally, like today's kind of just been like a weird day for me. A lot of positive things have been happening in my life recently, with music and my personal life and just financially things are looking up. And I just had my birthday. I think like a day or two ago, if I'm correct, whatever day the 7th was. But before I decided to do this, I'm just like I'm laying on my bed and I'm laying in the dark. And I'm just playing like sad, like depression, fucking music. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, half of me is like, get up and talk about it. There's someone that's going to be able to relate to how you feel. And there's going to be someone out there that understands what you're dealing with, so here I am pretty much for the most part. This whole thing with, feeling suicidal and being depressed and shit like that, it doesn't just affect people who are, you look at them and you like, oh yeah, they're going through a hard time. I can understand that they're depressed and they're sad. No, like seriously, some of the people that look like they live a happy life, they look happy, they're always smiling, they're always laughing and cracking jokes. Those people, I promise you, a lot of the times are probably some of the most like torn apart people on the inside that you will ever meet, you know? And it's sad, this one isn't even going to be me giving you guys any advice. I mean, I know it's going to be me trying to tell you how to cope with it and how to deal with it, but this is something that I struggle with a lot. And it's very hard to deal with because, yeah, I am Taboo. I have fans, my music, it's growing and, I'm getting paid, to make music. I have a really good job in my personal life and I should be happy. But at the same time, I'm not, I'm not happy. And there's days where, especially like today is a very hard day for me because you kind of just sit there and you really realize that you don't have anybody in your personal life. Like you feel like, you're completely alone. And this all goes back to what I was talking about with like social media and shit, because I feel like just social media in general, it's fucking horrible. Because yeah, it's a tool just like anything else. It can be used for good or bad, but the truth is that it's fucking horrible. You sit there and you look at the hundreds of thousands and millions of fucking people that are on there, and everyone's famous, everyone's living a great life, everybody's happy on social media, no one's fucking sad, no one's depressed. That's pretty much how it looks, that's how it seems. And you just like, you feel so just lost, you feel lonely, whenever you just look at this big world where everyone looks like they're happy and everyone has friends, and you look at your life and it's like, damn dude, like I don't have anybody, I have no one. And this is kind of like personal information that I'm just gonna put out there. It's like I was in a relationship for almost 3 years, and this is someone that I thought I was gonna get married to at some point. I had a lot of faith in this girl. And who knows, maybe she might be listening to this, and so she ended up doing something after we broke up, and it really fucked me up mentally, and I told myself I would never ever get into a relationship ever again. And I was doing good for a couple of months, and then I met a girl, and and then I've kind of like, before that I was kind of just like, on my own, doing my thing. I was on my grind. My mind was stable. I wasn't worried about females. I wasn't depressed about relationship shit anymore. But then I allowed myself to fall, into like liking somebody again. And as you guys know, that shit is it's never good. Relationships nowadays are completely trash, you know. And this is why I was talking about social media. It's like, I'm not gonna sit here and say all women are like this, because I have female fans. I don't want to disrespect y'all, but the truth is that why is it so fucking hard to just be loyal to a person that you're with, even if you have a fucking Instagram or Facebook or whatever the fuck it is? Like, why is it necessary to, entertain any guy that gives you attention and that you have someone? and not even consider how that would affect the other person, you know. And then it's like, if a guy were to do that to you, you know that you wouldn't be happy. You would be very upset, you know, by that shit. And I don't think that it's okay to ever put anyone in a position to where you're either knowingly or unknowingly, you know, fucking with their emotions. That's just not cool. And that's kind of why I made that podcast talking about why you should avoid relationships and why you need to just focus on yourself, because you go from focusing on yourself and you're on your grind, you're stacking bread, and then you have to deal with someone else. And yeah, it starts off positive and it starts off good, but then like at some point shit starts to get fucked up. You know, your mind is always constantly worrying about like, is this person doing this shit and that shit, especially if you've been fucked over before or you've been hurt in the past, you know. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with. That's why I'm fucking just like all bummed out, and I'm just like laying here in the dark like a fucking, like the Grim Reaper and shit, you know? It's like, you know, some days I want to kill myself. That's how I feel sometimes. And it is very sad to just say it so nonchalantly, but that's the truth. I see depression all around me. You know, like I'll see people at work, you know, who look like they're happy, and I look at their arm and I see cuts all over it, you know? I've seen, you know, people who don't really talk about their problems, and I see, you know, cuts all up their arms, legs, you know, all that kinds of stuff. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very depressing, you know. And if you're like me and you can relate to what I'm talking about sitting, you know, in your room or just being anywhere and you're by yourself all the time, you don't really have any friends to talk to. I'm fucking taboo and I don't have friends. I probably have maybe 3 real friends that I can actually call friends, that I can actually talk to about the shit that I deal with, and, you know, it'll make a difference. But everyone else is just like, I feel like I'm in a fucking movie or like I'm in a video game and I'm just like a player and I don't exist or some shit. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes, you know? And sometimes with this music shit, yeah, I mean, I can sit here and say that I'm underrated, you know, but the truth is that it's just, I get paid for the music, but man, I don't know, man. Sometimes this shit's just like, I just feel like nothing. Like I feel like I don't even exist, or I should not even, you know, be here. You know, I want to be able to sit here and tell you guys how to deal with this shit and how to cope with it. But the thing is that depression is like a virus. You know, one day you'll be happy as fuck, and then it'll just take one little small thing to hit you, and then you feel it like poison. It slowly starts to eat you for the rest of the day or whatever time period you're dealing with it. You know, it's like, I didn't want to just sit here laying in my room, you know, bummed out. You know, I might end up going out tonight just to get myself out. You know, no one ever picks up the phone and checks up on me or texts me to genuinely like ask how I'm doing. You know, it's crazy. You know, on my birthday, I had hundreds of people telling me happy birthday and da 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 on that one day. And then it's like these are people that they don't fucking talk to me. They don't give a fuck, you know. You know, what am I supposed to be talking about? You know, depression, you know, how to deal with suicidal tendencies and feeling like you shouldn't exist. You know, how am I supposed to tell you how to deal with that shit? You know, if this is something that I struggle with, you know, I feel like now in this time period that a lot of friendships, a lot of just relationships between people in general, it's fake. You know, people treat each other like trash, like they're expendable. Nothing seems authentic about anything in the year 2019. Nothing feels real. It does not feel real at all. I wake up every single day and I you know, this is why today I decided to delete everything. You know, if I could wipe my Instagram and just delete it permanently, I would, but I can't because I need it for music, you know. But I feel like sometimes I want to completely wipe everything. You know, I did delete the apps off my phone, but, you know, at some point I am going to have to be responsible, you know, with the music stuff and go back up there and start having to take care of things, especially, you know, whenever I have projects or a music video dropping, you know. So, you know, sometimes you just feel torn, you know, relationships are horrible. You know, people have no loyalty to each other. You know, and the whole traditional relationships are trash. Friendships aren't friendships anymore, and it's just like, what's the point of anything anymore? You know, I feel like even if I become like a fucking millionaire, who the fuck, people are just gonna want to be friends with you because you're rich And you're going to know it. You're going to know it. You're going to be like, look, these motherfuckers did not give a shit about me before I had any of this. Why the fuck are they here now? You know? And it's going to make you feel worse. So what am I going to do? You know, if I do become wealthy or I do become very well off with everything that I'm doing, am I going to just travel the world by myself and just go on random adventures? Because I'm not like these guys that get, you know, fulfillment from just fucking hoes. You know, like that does not motivate me. That doesn't motivate me. What motivates me is just, I don't know, making positive memories with good people. You know, like the good old days, you know, like, you know, so this is pretty much what's been on my mind. Maybe me talking about this, you know, you'll feel a little bit better about your situation. You know, maybe, you know, you'll get a little bit of I don't know, you'll get something out of this, just me talking about this stuff. You know, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty much like a lone wolf. I don't really fuck with anybody. People freak me out. I have like social anxiety, so I kind of try to just like keep to myself. You know, even when I go to the gym, I try to go at like 2 or 3 in the morning when there's not a fuckload of people there. You know, and I never used to be like this. I used to be really social. I used to be, you know, going to parties every weekend whenever I was, you know, when I was younger. But it's like, I don't know. I just see life as just, everything's moving so fucking fast. It's crazy. You know, I'm 25 and, you know, so shit's kind of wild right now, man. You know, so yeah, I've just been sitting here, you know, kicking it, you know, in the dark and shit. I put up a song today, you know, and that's just talking about, you know, the shit that I was going through, you know, with the chick that I was talking to. And you just want to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, and just, you want to believe that people are good and they have good intentions, but you realize that no matter what, it's all a facade. Most of it's just fake and it's all just bullshit. You know, I honestly can, this is going to be called, you know, how to deal with suicide and how to deal with feeling like you shouldn't exist and blah, 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 blah. But I can't tell you how to deal with it. You know, that's why I make music. That's why you know, you see me drop maybe like 3 or 4 songs a fucking week, because that is like my therapy, you know, for me, because I don't like to talk to people about this shit. What's the point? They don't give a fuck. Nobody really gives a shit nowadays, you know? And I mean, I try to be happy. When I'm happy, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy as shit. I'm cracking jokes and shit, you know? But I'm pretty sure y'all seen Naruto before. Naruto, he used to be cracking jokes and happy and shit. But, you know, that motherfucker's goofy. But the thing is like when he was a kid, motherfuckers used to like, you know, oh my God, he's got a demon in him. Don't talk to him, you know? That's how I be feeling sometimes, you know, like an outcast. You know, and I know for a fact that days like this, that if I did have like a fucking, you know, a gun, I'd be scared of like me doing a stupid decision and knowing that I have, you know, a couple of people that do care about me, you know? Yeah, that shit's real. That shit's fucking real, you know, when you hear somebody say something like that, you know? You just feel like a ghost sometimes. I don't know. Yeah. I don't want this shit to get too dark, man, but I just had to get out of my slump, you know, and talk to you guys about this shit, because, you know, the same way this might help you, I don't know, maybe this might help me, you know. So this might be a little bit long also, just because it's like I'm just ranting and just talking about shit, you know. So I'm pretty sure you guys who listen to my music, or who if you're listening to this right now, I'm pretty sure you've probably gone through some shit, you know, recently. You know, you get bummed out, you get depressed, you know, you're like, fuck the world. You're not alone, man. Trust me, you are not alone. There's a lot of people who feel the same way that you do, you know. It's like we're the X-Men. You know, like nobody knows. You know, we have the ability, but we have it, trust me, you know. So I guess I'm gonna kind of just cut this off, you know, right here, you know, because I guess, you know what, let me just you know, round it up real quick, you know. So dealing with suicidal tendencies, I guess like the least I can do is at least leave you with a little something, you know. So dealing with you know, suicide, man, I say that sometimes what you should do, get up, get out, go outside, breathe a little bit, go to the park or something, you know, stretch your fucking legs, breathe some air, you know, just play some video games or something, you know, feeling like you shouldn't exist. It's a feeling that we all have, especially when there's so many people in the world that exist today. You just feel like a number, like you're expendable. But you're created to be you. You're unique. There's something good about you, and you need to look in the mirror and figure out what it is, because you're put here for a reason. Never feel like you're not worth anything, because you are, you know. And dealing with depression, there's never really a right answer for that one, because everybody's different, you know. For me, I don't know. Sometimes I do sit there and I have to sulk for a little bit and be sad, and then until I feel better, you know. Or I'll write a song and I'll listen to it and then I feel better, you know. Or I'll talk to the right person or something, you know. So I don't know. My advice is just avoid relationships, man, because that shit will fuck you up, you know. And people are always like, you gotta find the right one. You gotta find the right one. There's no fucking right one. There's millions of people in the fucking world. There's millions of right ones. You know how many girlfriends I've had to where I'm like, this is the one. That's the one. Oh, okay, this isn't the one. That's the one. And it's always the same thing every fucking time. And it's not just me that goes through this shit, you know. So anyways, guys, I'm going to cut this shit short because I'm pretty sure it's gone on long. Yeah, but anyways, guys, much love, you know, to everybody that's just been showing so much support since day one. You know, we did drop a new track today. If you were in the slumps, go ahead and listen to that, vibe out, you know, get the sadness out. Keep your head up, you know, don't make any stupid decisions. You know, life is definitely worth living. You just got to figure out what your purpose is, you know, and what you really want to live for. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Much love to y'all. Peace.